time I was like 17, 18, I started getting like really full of myself because I think I'd started like at this point I was 18 and I started eating more normally like I wasn't caring what I was eating and I was like, oh, I've already lost all this weight, I can do what I want. Now I can eat whatever and I'm still gonna be like skinny forever. And I was feeling really good about myself, I'm not gonna lie. I was obsessed with myself. I was so full of myself. I was probably so conceited. It's almost cringy, but I think everyone feels that way when you look back on your younger self. You feel like it was really cringy. After school finished and I wasn't being as active anymore, I wasn't playing netball anymore, I wasn't first team tennis anymore, I wasn't running 10 kilometers a day anymore. By the way, did I mention I was running 8 to 10 kilometers a day when I was in matric? Like I think it was like grade 11 in matric. I was running so much. I was literally running off my problems. Like, unfortunately, that weight and like the mental toll that it took on me just made it impossible for me to keep the weight off after this. I struggled so much with what I needed to do to be healthy and hold a good healthy weight, because as soon as I started eating normally, I started to look like this again. And then I was really upset with myself. And you can tell now, like I'm triggered and I'm upset by this because I hate that I let myself get to this point. And it happens every couple of years. I'll show you pictures now, but last year in 2022, I lost 10 kilos. I was feeling great. I was back down to like 96 kilos. This year, right now, I'm back up to 107. And I don't know how this keeps happening to me, but I am trying and I'm learning and I'm trying to sort out the mental side of it, because my mental state and how I treat my body and myself has the biggest impact on how I'm able to stay healthy. And I need to be able to have a good relationship with food and with myself before worrying about how I look. That is the most important part to me now. This is a before and after I did more recently. I'm pretty sure both of these photos were taken last year in 2022. This one is earlier in the year and this one is later in the year. And what was important to me that I highlighted in this specific scenario was that I was 96 kilos in both of these photos. In this photo, I had a lot more muscle mass and a lot less fat. And obviously in this one, I had more fat and less muscle. Last year, I had focused on not worrying about what I ate at all. Like last year and most of this year, I was trying to worry about the exercise I was doing, the physical activity I was doing, but I was also doing it because my counselor and my doctor had recommended it for my, psychological needs. You need to stay fit and healthy in order to like basically stay sane, in order to live a healthy life all around in general. It's really important to me to stay active. Started gymming every day. I was gymming like 5-6 days a week last year for most of the year. I was gaining a lot of muscle. I wasn't caring about what I ate at all. Last year, you can see I also got super fit, and I basically was able to keep that weight off until about like April, May of this year. And now this was me like earlier this year. I don't remember what month this was in, but I was feeling really good. I was starting to get muscular. I was feeling healthy. I didn't care about what I ate. And I remember starting to feel like I can live a healthy life and look good and look a certain way and not worry about what I eat. I remember feeling like, oh, let's forget about diet culture. Let's live a happy, like healthy life. I don't have to worry about what I'm eating. It's not important. As long as I exercise, I can be healthy and happy. And unfortunately, it's not exactly the case, because since like April, May, and now I've somehow picked up 10 kilos. And I don't know how this keeps happening to me. And I think it's important to see that even till this day, my weight affects me and my mental state and how I think about myself. And the photo behind me was from a video I posted recently where I cleaned out my closet. And this video was actually really hard for me to post because there were so many parts in the video where I caught myself looking like what I thought was like fat. And I feel like I look pregnant here, and I don't know how this happened. I feel like I gained weight so quickly, and I didn't realize it until it was too late, because I gained weight pretty evenly all over my body. And all of a sudden I have like a huge double chin, my arms are flabby, my tummy's big, my legs are big, and I'm feeling insecure all over again. And it's not healthy. And I almost didn't even post this video because of the way I was feeling about this. This was the other day. This was so recent. And I still, even right now, feel really guilty about feeling this way. And I forced myself to post it anyways. And that's what most of this year was about for me. And like how I ended up even posting on TikTok. I've like been teaching myself or trying to get myself to not care and just post videos and the content that I make regardless of how I look. Because I think if you look back on like my social media in general, I used to care so much about what I look like, and I wouldn't post things if I didn't like, if my eyelash was out of place and things like that. And I'm trying so hard to love myself no matter what shape and form my body is in at that exact point in time, because I know that I'm doing everything I can to be healthy in all aspects of life. But still, I have moments like this when I'm feeling gross. I feel gross looking at this photo. And this photo triggered me to like not want to eat again. Like I just fall into the cycle of like, what is the point? What is the point of exercising? The whole of like last year, I lost all that weight, gained all that muscle, was doing so well, was seeing like actual muscle definition in my body. Like, it's insane to me that this was earlier this year. Like, do you see my shoulder boulders? Do you see my biceps? Excuse me, like my clavicle? I was showing so much muscle definition, and somehow in the last few months it disappeared. And I'm not even entirely sure how. I was in a little bit of a depressive state earlier this year, and I have to be very mindful and like watch out for these things. And I just somehow lost my way. I don't know. I honestly don't even know. I slowly started to lose the healthy habits that I had built, and now I'm trying really hard to get them back again. And that's kind of where I am now. So I'm still in it. I'm still, to this day, struggling with all of this mentally, physically, emotionally. It is such a heavy weight to bear, and it was how I was raised and treated. And I know that the people who loved me and cared for me and raised me wanted the best for me. I know that, and I know that all of the things they said came from a good place and they meant well. I know that, but somehow it was so damaging. And somehow all of the love and the care that they gave was like twisted, and it just damaged me to the point where to this day, I can hate my body no matter what shape and form it's in. Because even though I was feeling good here and feeling like, oh, I'm muscular and whatever, all I could think about was my legs. All I can think about is the dimples on my legs, because no matter how much weight I lose now to this day, I have cellulite on my legs, and it's something that I'm probably never going to get rid of, and I have to be okay with that. Everything I can to try and feel good about the way that I look, but also being healthy. I can't let myself slip and fall back into a place where I'm not eating certain foods to the degree that I'm fainting like multiple times a week. I can't let that happen. It's not healthy. So I guess even when you see photos like this and there's like this incredible before and after, the mental state that I was in these two photos is just so much more damaging than what this looks like surface level. Surface level, everyone was so proud of me. Everyone was like congratulating me. Everyone was telling me that what I did was such a good thing. And deep down, I was like destroying my body and my mind. And it just crushed me from the inside out, and no one could tell. And I don't blame anyone. I blame myself. I did it to myself, but I almost needed to learn from this, because I was so young. I didn't know any better, and I also have to forgive myself for not knowing any better. I looked around at the people around me and the social media around me and everything I could see online, and all I wanted to like look like was like Alexis Ren at that time. I loved Alexis Ren. This was my like Alexis Ren era, and all I wanted to do was look like her. And I mean, I made it happen. I got super skinny. You know, I had my bones sticking out. And I wasn't satisfied with how I looked until I saw like more bones sticking out. I don't speak for everyone, obviously. In my case particularly, it wasn't necessarily a good thing. It might seem great, but this was the start of like a massive spiral that I'm still dealing with to this day and trying to sort out to this day. And I've had to seek out professional help to this day to try and help me sort through this. I am still trying to this day to be okay with how I look and who I am. And I am getting more confident in that. And I am really proud of myself and how far I've come on my journey. All of it together. But it is still hard. And I think it's going to be hard for a very long time. But I can get through it, and I can do it. And I know that I'm doing the right things. And that's all that matters.